It's been just over 3 months since women have been added to Ultimate Team, one of the biggest changes since the start of Ultimate Team, and if EA made the wrong decision, it could cost them billions of dollars. I did a poll across all of my socials to see what you all think. One of the things that people were most worried about was actually the ratings. If we take an example from recently from Team of the Year, Erling Haaland is a striker and has 97 rating in game, and if we compare that to Sam Kerr, who is also a striker, she has a 96 rated card. Now many people would look at this and they would think that they are of similar football ability, but obviously that is not the reality in real football. But EA did clarify right from the beginning that the women ratings are relative to women football, so it's not actually a like-to-like comparison. 96 rated Sam Kerr is relative to the women's football, and she is the best women footballer out of all of the other women, and it's not compared to the men at all or anything like that. We'll get to the argument of equal pay in football in just a moment, but before that, some people also expressed the opinion that they thought EA was sort of doing this just to be politically correct, and it didn't really come from a good place. There weren't really the correct motivations behind this. It wasn't to actually make women feel more represented and actually for more equality to be shown, but it was just rather to maybe protect their revenue, protect their profits, and there was sort of more malicious intentions behind it. Someone who has stood up for equal women pay is Megan Rapinoe. Her and also some of her USA football teammates did actually take this to court, and I do believe through some lawsuits they did actually win some sort of money. I'm not really too sure how that worked, but she isn't really too popular amongst the FIFA community. She received an end of an era card SBC, and on Futbin, when people were voting whether it's a good SBC, upvoting it or downvoting it, liking, disliking, she got 3,000 likes, which seems pretty decent, but unfortunately for her, she got 75,000 dislikes, which means 96% of the whole community downvoted her card. Just to make matters even worse, on Futbin, when you view all of the players and you sort them by popularity, you will actually see the most disliked cards. The top 3 are all 3 cards of Megan. We have her end of an era, her gold and inform card. This does make the results from my polls that I did across my socials even more interesting, which we'll get onto in just a moment. But back to the point of equal pay in women's football. The difference in pay is simple. Men's football generates more eyeballs than women's football, and that is why brands and advertisers aren't going to be paying as much. Once women's football has some time to develop, and if there is going to be enough people watching it, and if it gets to the same level of the men's football as well, then you can believe that they're going to be paid the exact same amount. Another major concern for many FIFA fans that have been playing Ultimate Team for years and years, and it's part of their childhood, is that men and women playing in the same team is going to be a little bit unrealistic. Now, this was something that was brought up and many people were discussing it. I did hear a very strong counter argument to this, and that is actually that we have promos like Shapeshifter, which puts goalkeepers into outfield players and outfield players into goalkeepers. So there is that. That's completely unrealistic. And also we have retired footballers still playing with present footballers because we of course have icons. So that pretty much just completely just deletes that point. Now it's time to take a look at the results. I did give you guys 4 different options. Number 1 was that it's a good addition to EAFC. Number 2 was that you were actually pleasantly surprised. Number 3 was sort of that you were neutral, you didn't really care. And number 4 was that you actually didn't like it and you'd prefer for women not being in Ultimate Team. Starting with Twitter, with almost 2,000 votes, the majority of people, 40%, did say that it was a good addition to Ultimate Team. Then we have Instagram, which had almost 3,000 votes, and again 31% did say that it was a good addition to Ultimate Team. And on YouTube we did have over 1,000 votes. This was a little bit different. We did actually have 45% say that they were neutral and they didn't really care. So overall it looks like EA made a good change to the game, and only 1 in 5 people didn't like the addition of women in Ultimate Team.